Yeah, so I'm just saying that there's a huge thing. As you know, I don't know how much. I don't think it is that much of a huge campaign in India, like obesity. But I have gone through that journey in terms of being like as a kid and all. I was into like sports and all, so I was like pretty normal, maybe like athletic to a certain extent sometimes. And then I kind of like became like really fat, like from like maybe it started like from my undergrads, and then it like went on till like 2016 and all,
Right.
where I was like just blowing up because I was eating whatever I want, I was doing whatever I want. And then I like lost a bunch of weight, and it's not about weight at all. Like basically I was not able to do a lot of basic things in life that you do very easily, like going for a run, like playing some sport or whatever. And then I kind of got into certain things, and like I like fitness, which is a very broad word, but I like to be like have an active lifestyle, I would say. So, and I'm not asserting to anyone saying like you should be doing this way, but it's very I would say it's common sense that obesity kills. And obese people or morbidly obese people, and I'm talking about like really overweight
It's an unhealthy
people.
thing.
It's pretty unhealthy. And in US I think it's pretty common statistic that there are a lot of obese people in the United States. And part of the reason for it is because in US the main fast food is burgers,
Right.
And which is McDonald's, Wendy's, and
Right.
places like that, where you get burgers for cheap,
Right.
and it's very affordable, and people can have it like 3, 4, 5 times a day.
Right.
People on the go and all that. It's very convenient to eat. It's affordable, and also somewhat like apart from a few cities in the US, it's very private car or like kind of like private transport oriented culture. So you don't need to move much if you don't want to move. So that kind of like causes.
Reminds me of that the version of Earth in the movie Wall-E.
Yeah.
There was a version of Earth where people stopped moving by themselves.
Oh, that's a very good comparison.
Yeah, that is exactly what you're talking about. That is where we are heading, is what you're saying.
We are heading, things are getting very convenient. And from an Indian perspective, I would say that it is not right out there like obesity. But it is growing. It is becoming a thing here as well, because we all know that the basically food has exploded, and I am a person who loves food, but it has exploded in such a way, and it is so accessible and easy that it's becoming a thing. But the whole thing that I wanted to talk about right now,
that obesity is definitely not what you're talking about.
Right now, I wanted to talk about this notion which is there primarily like in America, but it's there in India, but it's not coined. No term has been coined probably like properly. But it's basically the difference between fat acceptance versus body positivity.
Right.
Okay. So what is fat acceptance and what is body positivity? In my opinion, fat acceptance is basically be happy in terms of being fat. That's what it means. And like I feel like there are certain conditions that a person might have physically which inhibits people to not work out or be take care of themselves. But mostly I'm talking about the majority of the people, they just don't choose to do it because number one, it might sound harsh, but it is simple, they are lazy. Number two, it is very easy to be in denial by saying like, I accept. Who are you to judge? And no one should be judging people on that account. But I mean, I think there are different ways of taking in accountability.
But that's interesting. I mean, because I'm seeing all these body positive campaigns, right? Where there are a lot of models who are like, for lack of a better word, and don't hold me to it again, overweight, okay, and obese for that matter. I don't have better terms to use, and hence
They are the terms. They are the terms.
No offense meant, but I see a lot of. I mean, I'm just a layman, common man here, just expressing my opinions. Shoot me if you
Can you
want.
unlock your phone?
But
I
I'm
want to
saying-
check something.
But I'm saying, interesting thing is there are a lot of body positive campaigns, right? Where people talk about their like models who are obese or overweight, etc. But then again, what you're saying, fat acceptance, okay, fine, fat acceptance, accepting oneself like that, etc. Whatever. But then if you look at the unhealthy part of obesity, it's a conflict, isn't it? Like people are saying that it's unhealthy to be obese because 1, 2, 3, 4 health conditions might be there. Okay, then on the other hand, people are saying, okay, let's accept ourselves as fat people and let us flaunt it in ad campaigns.
So this is the thing,
etc.
body
So what's
positive.
that's the conflict.
So the
right?
origin for body positivity is totally. It started out as something else, but now the lines between fat acceptance and body positivity is almost not there.
Right.
But body positivity started out as being, don't be insecure about your physique. You can be skinny, you can be fat.
Correct.
You can have different skin tones. Okay,
Right.
you can have different kind of skin textures, whatever. You might be bald, you might have hair. So body positivity is like accept and don't be insecure.
Right.
Okay, but now fat acceptance is what is fat acceptance I talked about. But now what has happened is body positivity, as you were saying, is being flaunted by models and all. So I don't have any issues with
But I see it mostly. What you said was absolutely correct. That body positivity can be about anything about your body, whether you're skinny or you're dark colored or you don't have hair. You should flaunt it and be secure about it.
Yeah.
That's body positivity. But I think the way people are taking it right now is more about the obesity. Showcasing that.
So I don't have any
That.
problem of looking at an obese model
Of course.
representing a product. Okay,
Of course.
whatever it is, I don't have any problem with the strategy of like the brand and all that.
Right.
The problem that I have with these people is that the way they showcase themselves in media or in light, they don't reflect the daily, day-to-day struggles they have as a morbidly obese person. They make it look like it's a dream.
Okay,
And
all right.
a morbidly obese person have a lot of problems which me and you might not be able to even think.
Comprehend,
Like
yeah,
in terms of
absolutely.
getting up from a seat, walking half a mile or whatever it is. Like there are different struggles, and that I've heard from actual people who have gone through this journey and became like fitter or whatever, have gone through. And the problem they even spoke about at one point of time, because our society is generally cruel and has a bullying tendency. A person who is overweight at like a very vulnerable age, like as a teenager or something, is kind of taunted and bullied a lot.
Of course.
Of his or her weight, and that person then goes to see one of these models who are kind of flaunting a picture perfect life, like you can do whatever, this is all good, like I'll become fatter, it doesn't matter. And they kind of believe that at a vulnerable age, and that is a very dangerous thing, because there is no two ways about it. If you are morbidly obese, it's as good as you're being suicidal.
Or obese, yeah.
No.
Morbidly obese is so definitely
Yeah.
you're inviting death.
I love you so much.
That's like an alcoholic loving cirrhosis of the liver.
Eating more and more food at that stage of time is basically you're killing yourself. Like
It's a conflicting thing, but yeah, what you're saying
it is.
interesting.
It is. There's no two ways around it. Like medically, scientifically, if you're talking about someone who is say 100 kgs overweight, okay, from their normal weight, I'm talking about morbidly obese and obese people, and maybe like 200 pounds overweight, that you are basically killing yourself. And at that age where you basically absorb things like a sponge, when you get exposed to people like those body positive models who are flaunting as if there's no problem, you kind of think that is the way, and you kind of like, your well wishers and all, you just put them, like, you become defensive. And I was nowhere close to morbidly obese or whatever.
Right.
But I also had that tendency internally. There are like some passive aggressive people, there are some aggressive people. I was the passive aggressive kind. So if someone I don't know that well, or even if I know sometimes that well, passes a comment or thing like, oh, like you were like, it's so surprising you can still play football or whatever, or like, man, your double chin is crazy or something. And I have gotten all those things, like,
where did that come from?
like, yeah, I mean, oh my god, like, how are you getting up from the floor, like, so it's just taunting, like, brother, like bros and all in college, like, just having a light banter. They're all good people. And even those small things sometimes will have, like, give me like this hint of, like, not a lot, but hint of anger or something. And like, I'll eat what I want to eat. I don't give this. I don't give a is the most deceptive emotion a human being can have, dude.
Right.
I think you should.
I mean, when it comes to...
You're in denial.
Correct. When it comes to your body, I mean, you don't... Maybe I'm not giving a works in many ways. But when it comes to your own body, I'm not sure. Listening to what you're saying, I'm not sure, and I'm breaking my head. I mean, to understand why the glorification is working right now with people. I mean, how is it working? I mean, what you just said, and somebody is flaunting that, and then you are getting inspired from it, and then you're thinking that if it,
No, but think about it.
Yeah.
When you are growing up, like, say, when you are growing up, okay, and you're watching, like, whatever, like, you're watching Kyrie Irving, like, no, when you're growing up, you're watching maybe a good basketball player, like, or you're watching a good tennis player play crazy tennis, and you feel like you want to play tennis or you want to play basketball,
right?
Okay. Now you go to the basketball practice, you go to the tennis practice, and then you're like, oh shit, this thing is not that easy. Or like, you need some crazy level of determination, practice and repetition. And repetitions. And repetitions. To get good. Talent is not good enough. Like, you need to put in it's a different mindset, it's a different mentality. Many people do not have it, or else everyone would have been very good at most things, right? So rather than that, if you see someone who's saying like, you can eat whatever you want and you look great, which one is easier? As a teenager, if you have like a average mindset, what will you fall for? You're like, yeah, I love food, so eating is easy, so why shouldn't I eat?
Right.
It's a eating disorder.
So it's not just the ad campaigns that I'm seeing. It's not just that. It's more of a culture, is what you're saying.
No, I'm saying if
word of mouth culture.
So I'm saying a body positive model is a celebrity. A tennis player is a celebrity, right? But it's easier to eat than play good tennis. And if you are into food, so you will get... So these models in a way are more influential. So they're more influential. Whatever they do, whatever they teach. So if a body positive model is coming and saying, like, see, yeah, I do not judge fat people, which is totally right. I do not discriminate against people with weight or anything like that. But I do face these problems from my day to day. Or like, I do have issues with certain things. My life is not perfect.
Keeping it real,
Yeah, because there are a lot of body positive models who have just shown like, I go to the gym and this, that and all. And they just do it for like a couple of shoots. Just to get like, it's even verified. I'm forgetting the name of the model, but yeah.
I'm breaking my head to understand. So what is there, is there talent, like how a tennis player's talent is playing tennis? But what is there talent, courage, bravery? Is that
no, their talent?
What they're known, like what? Okay.
On pace, their talent is confidence.
Yes.
And be like unapologetically confident about their bodies, which is a talent, which is a good quality.
Right.
But at the end of the day, the thing which bothers me is that they really affect lives. And so there's very few, like even someone was telling me, it's more important to teach people the difference in nutrition and how you do it at a younger age and all that, rather than like have sex education and all that. Like you will just figure it out. Like it's like not rocket science, sex education. Nutrition is a little complicated.
Right.
Your cravings and all that.
Right.
But yeah, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about this.
Yeah, interesting. I like that. I'm still like in my mind, I'm trying to still think why it's glorified so much. I do understand being confident, but
No, it's not glorified. The thing is, when you are obese, and it's a market, right? It's again a market. Being a creator, like being a writer for an ad agency, you do understand markets. I'm sure people understand. Like it's a target market. So there's a market for obese and morbidly obese people. So if you have like a champion for them, it'll sell a lot of products, right? But the problem that I have is these people are vulnerable. Like you are literally exploiting people's
health
in a way which is like very fatal.